Hello all, good morning. I am Peter from Chain Protect, and today let me walk you through the steps involved in manually deploying TIBCO application and TIBCO administrator having EMS as its infrastructure. Here we would be following three steps, namely first one, constructing or building your EAR, which is Enterprise Archive. Second, construct your domain. And third, deploying your Enterprise Archive file within that domain. So let's start off with step one. The ease of use. Here you see that I have already constructed a simple service of an HTTP receiver listening on port 9099. Let us see whether this service works correctly. So I have started the service locally, and let's go to the browser and run this service. The output of the service should have been hello world, and so it is. As we see, the service is complete and, and is successful. For the ease of use, I have already constructed the archive. I already have the configuration ready for the archive. Let's build the archive. The enterprise archive file has built correctly. Click OK. Let's go to the location. So you can find the archive present in this location. So the step 1 has been concluded. The step 2 would be constructing the domain. Open your domain utility, which you can find in the TRA folder. Click Next. Domain configuration. Create a new administration domain. Let us give a name to this domain. I would call it Git Deploy. Out here, we are having EMS as the domain infrastructure. So let's click on TIBCO EMS. I have the EMS server running locally on my system. I am going to use a TCP protocol. Provide the credentials, test the connection. The test was successful. Click Next. Provide an HTTP port. The port is 9994. Click Next. The username, I'll go with the same. Git deploy. Password the same. Git deploy. Click Next. Since you are going to use EMS as its infrastructure, you need to provide a backend wherein you can store all the configuration. I'm using Oracle as my backend. I'm using the Express edition, which is freely available. The port is 1521, localhost. The username is deploy. It's the connection. The connection was successful. Click next. You can check the configuration. If you have to change the configuration, you should click back. If you think the configuration is correct, click next. Services have been created as an empty service and you have to start the services. Click exit. Open up your service manager. There's stale data, so I'm gonna construct it again. You can see git deploy. Start the service. This is the Hawk agent. Start the administrator service for git deploy. Have patience for this time bar. The services have been started. Now let's start off the service. Git deploy. Enter the credentials which you specified in the domain utility. Login. Open up application management. It's always a good method to create a new folder for your new service. I would call this demo 1. Save it. Open up the folder demo 1. Create new application. Browse. Go to your location where you have the EAR file. Open. Click OK. Please wait. The system is a little slow, so it is taking time, but ideally it should not. So I can see my service and the target is this PC.